Well, yesterday was the big panel from James Gunn, DC Studios, and Creature Commandos, and well, while we didn't get the huge super surprise like we all expected and were hoping to get, we did get some information regarding Superman, as well as a plethora of other details on DCU projects, but we'll get into more of that later this week. But I do want to touch on Superman and the things that he said, not just about, what he's doing, where he is in the process, but of some things that are coming, about David Cornsweet and things like that. So let's just dive in. Let's see what he had to say, because this is exciting news. This is exciting information, things to get us all amped up and hyped for Superman 2025.
Superman. We are very, very, very excited. Next summer, Superman. You recently showed off Crypto.
Yeah, we have Crypto.
Absolutely, Crypto was amazing. Who didn't love seeing Crypto? Everybody loves seeing Crypto.
Crypto's been something that has been just amazing. We've been working with him in the edit, and he's just he's an incredible part of the story. He was an incredible part of the story to me personally. When I was writing the screenplay, he kind of came in and changed everything up. And the movie is going extraordinarily well. We're deep in the process of editing. David Cornsweet.
Now I love this. I love how he starts to talk about David Cornsweet. Now, first off, the Crypto stuff, we talked about that ad nauseum last week, because the Crypto stuff was fantastic. It's amazing. And the people who are out there who are still criticizing and upset about Crypto being in the movie, just ignore them. They're ridiculous, and all they're really doing is giving free marketing for the movie, highlighting the fact that there's going to be joy and excitement and some amazing elements in this film, and getting the general audience excited for this film. So that's okay. Let them keep talking. We can ignore them and ignore the stupidness that they're talking about. But this stuff about David Cornsweet, this is what really excited me when I saw this.
Is going to blow people the fuck away.
Yes, that is great to see and hear.
Sexy.
I love David Harbour going, sexy.
Is the movie star that, that everyone just dreams he could possibly be. And I don't think anyone really understands the depth of this guy's talent. Dramatically, comedically, he's the best physical, action star I've probably ever worked with, except for,
Yeah, take it down.
So he says dramatically, comedically. I've seen people on social media actually complaining about the fact that he says dramatically and comedically. Do people realize that there is a comedic aspect to Clark Kent? And there always has been a comedic aspect to Clark Kent and Superman. In the comics, in every iteration, whether it's on television or in the films. Hell, even in Snyder's films, there were comedic elements. They weren't great, but they were there. Look, there's a comedic element. There's a dramatic element. There is going to be an element where he is super powerful and supposed to look physically strong. The fact that he's talking about this, how David Cornsweet is embodying all of this, that is a great thing. That is an amazing thing. This is something that should get everybody excited.
Except for Frank.
Let's take it easy.
I love how Frank Grillo and James Gunn,
he's an amazing actor.
And that's great. It's great
and Rachel Brosnahan, people are going to die for her as Lois.
Rachel Brosnahan, he starts talking about.
As Mr. Terrific. So it's really been it's been a great process. Where the edit is getting really close to being good. I mean, the movie's good, so it's like I feel good about it, and it's I'm really hard on stuff, so it's been fantastic.
Now, he's going to get into a little bit more here, but we're in October 2024 right now. He's saying the edit is getting to where it's good. He's not saying it's done, but he says it's getting to where it's good, which means they're getting close. They're getting close to the edit being to where it's going to be finished. I'm sure they're a couple months away, maybe 2, 3, 4 months at max away from being where they want to lock this thing in. Which means it's going to then sit on a shelf for 5, 6 months until it releases. That is why you start shooting these movies so early. That is why you take the time to prep these films out so vigorously and do so with such, smart intent like James Gunn does. That is, you take a look at what Marvel has done and you see all of the stories that we've seen over the last couple years and how they've struggled, the VFX teams have struggled, and how they've been threatened with class action suits and being sued with different things because of the stress the VFX teams have been, put under. This is the type of stuff that you need to start seeing from directors and filmmakers, what James Gunn is doing. Because it's giving them time. It's not putting this rush on them to get down to the last minute where you're just a few weeks away from the movie being completed. Just take your time. If the movie is done and sitting on a shelf for months before the movie comes out, that's fine. And it gives you time that if you need to go back and do some pickups or additional photography, you can go back and do it. You don't have to have this mad rush to the finish line. And that is why it is so important to do things in that manner. So this is beautiful. Like, it's great to see. And he's excited about this movie. Everybody's excited about the movie. And we all should be.
Is there any footage on you? Do you have the trailer on you? Do you
now,
have,
this was a little
is
ridiculous.
Is there a trailer yet?
This was ridiculous.
No, see, now you're teasing them. No, don't have a trailer, guys. Don't.
No, that was a little ridiculous. He shouldn't have acted should not have acted this way, because the moderator, that is, because he kind of teed James Gunn up here for something he didn't have and got the fans that were there excited that, oh man, is he going to show us something? We all wanted a super surprise. We wanted it. James Gunn didn't have it, unfortunately. And unfortunately, James Gunn had to, no, we don't have anything. But again, it's okay. People have to understand, while, yeah, he's getting close with the edit here, there is a marketing structure. They have to do things a certain way, and they're just
don't
not
get
ready
too excited.
yet.
There's no trailer. No Superman trailer. On the phone? No, I have some stuff on my phone.
Yeah,
Everybody, let's rush him and get his
There's something
phone.
on my phone, though.
I took it off me just in case people attacked me.
Smart man.
Somebody in the audience has it. You have to guess who. There's lots of stuff. It won't be too long before we see a trailer, but it's also not going to be too soon.
And there you have it. I mean, it's not going to be too long until we see a trailer, but it's not going to be too soon. And that's key. That is key. Now, a lot of people get into the semantics of what trailer means. Is it teaser? Is it trailer? Is trailer and teaser used, with one and the same? That's an interesting, topic of discussion, because I've always seen teasers as separate from trailers. Teasers are just like, here's a little taste of what's coming, and then a trailer is something that's like 2.5 minutes long. A teaser is usually about 60 to 90 seconds long. At CCXP, are we getting a teaser or are we getting a trailer? I still hold that I think we're going to get a teaser at CCXP with a trailer coming around Super Bowl. That's my belief. I think that's the smartest marketing way of doing it, just because you don't want to give too much away in December. And then I think Super Bowl, when there's so many eyes on the Super Bowl, that's when you give away. Superman is coming, summer of Superman. Get everybody excited when all those eyes are on the Super Bowl. That's how I think it needs to be done. Now, I've also seen on social media, after all of this amazing panel, people are saying you can't trust what people are saying when they are included in the process. When they are part of the process of making the content, you can't trust them because they've lied in the past. What have they lied about? That's the thing. Like, they've lied in the past. What have they lied about? Specifically, I know they're talking about Warner Brothers. Specifically, they're talking about, they've lied about how good The Flash was, or how good Aquaman was, or how good this was. First off, every studio has to promote their movies. Every studio will always exaggerate how good their movies are. Every studio will do that. Absolutely. That's neither here nor there. They will do that. They will always overhype their film. Sometimes the overhype isn't enough. Sometimes the films are better than what they overhype. Sometimes they're not. That's up to the audience to determine. Sure, you can't sit there and say that, you can't trust those behind the process because they lie. That is the most asinine thing I've ever heard. Because if you say that for this, if you say that for this specific instance, you have to hold that true to every creative in every process then, because every creative does the same thing. Every creative will sit there and hype up their movie, and you can't trust them because they all technically lie in hyping up their movies. So you can't sit there and say that. You know, I did comment on that specific post just last night and said, well, if you do that for James Gunn, you would have to do that for Snyder, because it was 100% a Snyder fan. And they said, why did you bring up Snyder? Because all they do is talk about Snyder constantly. And then they go, oh, these people only care about Snyder. It is absurd when all they do is sit there and yell and talk about Gunn constantly and say how much he is not right for this. Whenever you bring up anything about Snyder, they then try to turn it around. It's like, no, you want to sit there and say, well, Gunn and what the studios are doing is wrong and you can't trust him. Well, when you sit there and say, well, you have to hold those same tactics and beliefs on the man you sit there and are promoting and wanting to run stuff, well, then I'm the bad guy because I say that? It's asinine. It is completely asinine. These people that want to do nothing but, just yell and scream about how bad the DCU is and how bad DC Studios is, all they're doing is just yelling and screaming at this point. This was an amazing panel. And like I said, we're going to cover so much more of it on our Monday live show, possibly even the Watchtower in the middle of the week, depending on how much we get through on Monday. So make sure you stick around and hit that subscribe button, hit like for more from Slav's Free Talk. And yeah, thanks for all watching, and I'll catch you all later.